Hello. Are we ready to start chapter 5 of where we left off at last night? Okay. Let's bring it on in some. Make sure you can hear the story. There we are. Okay. So if you were here at the live last night, the story is Do or Die by Jen McKinley, and we stopped on chapter 4, and Sully and Lindsay were discussing Batty Marjorie, who tried to unintentionally run Lindsay over because Bill Sent lost to Carrie for president of the Friends of the Library Club. And Nancy saw Sully and Lindsay chatting out in the cold about it, and so she invited them in to her apartment for a cup of tea and gingerbread. And Nancy is Lindsay's landlord, and Sully has been taking Lindsay home every night along with Beth, I believe, to make sure nothing happens to them, no more run-ins with Marjorie at night. So picking up at chapter 5, Lindsay was working the reference desk on the adult side of the library when the first members of the Friends started to arrive for their meeting. They waved as they passed by, and she waved back. She kept an eye out for Bill and Marjorie, but didn't see either of them arrive. She wondered if they had quit the group in protest and figured she could ask Milton after the meeting, as he seemed to be in the know about these things. She thought perhaps it was for the best if they had. Tension in the group couldn't be a good thing. Excuse me, can you help me find out when National Pie Day is? Lindsay turned away from the hallway to see a young woman standing in front of the reference desk. She looked to be in her mid-20s. She was carrying a laptop under her arm and looking pretty cranky. Sure, is that all you want to know when National Pie Day is? Lindsay said. No, I have a whole list of events and I need to find out when they are. I'm student teaching at a preschool and they want me to come up with all sorts of activities and stuff. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, Alice. Hi, Sienna. Hi, Lynn. Thank you for joining. I'll be sharing the doll in just a few minutes. Uh-oh. Hello, hive mind of truly no rules. Oh, hey there, doggy boy. Thanks for joining, you guys. I'll be sharing the doll in just a moment, okay? I'm just reading chapter 5 of the mystery book, Do or Die. So I don't know if anyone is interested in hearing stories, but it's just one chapter, and then I'll open the new doll. Okay, so thanks for joining. Hello, hello. You guys can chat with each other while I read this short chapter. Okay, so the young woman, okay, Lindsay said. She rose from the desk and headed for the ready reference bookshelf adjacent to her desk where they kept their favorite reference books. The young woman, yeah, it's just a hobby. Yeah, thanks, doggy boy. The young woman let out a put upon sigh as if walking 5 feet and cracking open a book was the equivalent of hard labor. Can't you just Google it? I could, Lindsay said, but since you have a list of events, using a book is actually going to be faster. The girl grumbled as she followed her, and Lindsay had to suppress the urge to smile. She reached for her favorite book and placed it on top of the shelf. This is Chase's calendar of events. It should answer all of your questions. There is an index in the back so you can look it up by the type of event. For example, you might want to start with pi. The pages are also broken down by day, so you can look up any day in the calendar year and find out what is special about it. Really? The woman asked, looking suspicious. Indeed, Lindsay said. Now she did chuckle. It's a great book, one of my favorites. And now I'll tell you a secret. When you Google things, you have to be able to verify the website. Otherwise, Joe Schmo could put up a webpage declaring National Pie Day is October 4th when everyone knows, and Chases will verify that National Pie Day is January 23rd. The woman looked at her with rounded eyes as if she'd never thought of that. Lindsay smiled and walked away. She loved Google for doing searches as much as the next person, but really it wasn't all that, and it certainly didn't verify its sites. It was just one tool out of many in the quest for information. Oh, thank you. I can't see Dio with a question mark. Thanks for listening. Can I perform the human centipede as your next step? Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious. Thanks for the likes though. Thanks you guys. I'll see if I can do the human centipede for you. We'll see. Um, okay, so let's see here. Where was I? Sorry. When she got back to the reference desk, Mimi Seitler was standing there, fretting her lower lip. Hi, Mimi, Lindsay said. Is everything all right? You haven't seen Carrie, have you? Mimi asked. No, not since the last meeting, Lindsay said. Oh no, don't tell me Carrie's the one who's been murdered. Isn't she here yet? Lindsay glanced at the clock on the lower right-hand corner of her computer monitor. It was 14 minutes past the hour. It wasn't like Carrie to be late, and certainly not to her first meeting as president. Just then the main glass doors slid open and Carrie rushed in. Whew! If you guys have been keeping up with the story, Carrie is the new president, and I was worried that she was going to be the one that was murdered. Thank goodness it's not her. Okay, so just then the main glass doors slid open and Carrie rushed in. Her coat was hanging off her shoulders. She didn't have on a hat or gloves, and her cheeks were brightly flushed. Lindsay would have thought it was from the cold, but she looked agitated. Oh, good, she's here, Mimi said. Carrie was rushing through the main room toward the back, and Mimi hurried to join her. Lindsay thought she heard the words car trouble and was relieved that at least it hadn't been Bill or Marjorie causing Carrie grief. The rest of the evening passed quietly, and Lindsay and her two remaining staff members were just shutting down the equipment when the friends adjourned for the night and trooped through the library on their way to the exit. So, you must be the notorious Miss Norris, a voice said from behind her. Lindsay spun around to see a very handsome man in a long overcoat standing behind her. Notorious? She asked. I don't know about that. According to my Uncle Bill, you are quite the female fatale. Lindsay sighed. She had a feeling she knew to which Bill he was referring. You're related to Bill Sint? He's my uncle, the man said, and held out his hand. Edmund Sint at your service. He was a few inches taller than Lindsay, and he had the whole milk, grain-fed, clean-cut appearance of a model in a Brooks Brothers ad. With a pang, she realized he reminded her of, of her former fiance, John Mayhew, as he had the air of an academic about him with the same ruddy cheek, good looks, and charming manner. She shook his hand. I know your uncle is unhappy with me. I'm sorry about that. Don't be, he said. Uncle Bill can be a bit taciturn, but he generally gets over it. He has a horrible cold right now. He sent me as his emissary to make certain no one thought he'd been driven out of the Friends. He grinned at her, and Lindsay couldn't help but smile back. Whatever Bill Sent lacked in good manners, Edmund made up for by the bucketful. Tell me, he said as he leaned close, is it true he told you to get stuffed? He wiggled his eyebrows at her, and Lindsay had to laugh. He had the look of someone who did not take life too seriously. She liked that. He did, she said. It was quite shocking. She imitated his eyebrow maneuver and he laughed. It was a good deep laugh that rumbled up from his chest without restraint. She was glad Miss Cole wasn't here right now, for she surely would have shushed him. Okay, so I'm wondering if uh, Bill's nephew and the other guy, Sully, I wonder if they're going to be competition towards each other because they both like Lindsay. Okay, so good night, Lindsay, Carrie called as she passed them. Good night, Lin. Good night, Lindsay said. Oh, Mrs. Rushton, Edmund called to her. Won't you join us for a moment? Carrie looked uncertain, as if she wasn't sure if Edmund was friend or foe. He must have sensed her reluctance, because he said, Don't worry. Unlike my uncle, I don't bite. Wait a minute, hold on a second. But Edmund. Oh, Edmund, okay. Edmund is Bill Sint's nephew. As an apology for my uncle's behavior, I'd like to invite you both to lunch at the house, he said. It will give us a chance to get better acquainted and encourage my uncle to get over his hurt feelings. I'll even give you a tour of the estate. You can admire all of the family's various collections. What do you say? Well, that's very nice of you, Carrie hedged. We'd love to, Lindsay accepted for the both of them. This was just what Carrie and Bill needed to let bygones be bygones. Carrie gave her a wide eyed glance while Edmund grinned at her. Excellent. I'll give Uncle a few days to recover from his cold and then we'll set a date. So, okay, so I guess someone's going to be murdered at the estate during dinner time. Lindsay liked the way his gray eyes darkened when he said the word date. Not that she thought it was a date or that he was implying that it was a date. She just liked his eyes, really. She and Carrie watched him leave with a good natured wave. What was that about? Carrie asked. I'm not sure, but I suspect Edmund wants Bill to get back into the good graces of the friends and he's trying to facilitate a reconciliation. Yeah, or he's warm for you for your form, Carrie said, and gave her a teasing closed lip smile. Why, that's just, well, silly, Lindsay spluttered. There was no denying the warmth that heated her cheeks, however. She turned and headed for her office. I'll call you if I hear from him. You mean when you hear from him? Carrie said. She laughed at Lindsay's chagrin and left the building with a wave. Hmm. Lindsay ushered her staff out the back door and hurriedly set the alarm. As the large steel door swung shut behind her, she waved goodnight to her staff. The evening air was bitterly cold, and it felt as if it pierced her lungs on the inhale. As she circled the building to where her bike was kept, she was not at all surprised to find Sully there waiting for her. No Beth tonight? He asked. His pickup truck was parked at the curb, and she wondered if he'd been waiting long. She had a sudden pang of conscience for agreeing to lunch with Edmund Sint, which was ridiculous since, as far as she knew, she and Sully were just friends. No, she's off today because she's working Saturday, she said. Ah, he said, and he grinned at her. Dimples bracketed his smile, making him even more handsome than usual, which was impressive given that Sully could trip up most of the female population without even trying. Lindsay felt her insides do the flip-flop thing. After her fiance had cheated on her, she hadn't thought she'd ever feel that kind of sizzle and zip attraction for a man, at least not for a very long while. But Sully sure was making her change her mind about that, and suddenly she had no interest in having lunch with Edmund Sint, even if it did include a tour of the Sint estate. which she had been dead curious about since she'd moved to Briar Creek. Oh, okay, so she's made up her mind that she likes Sully instead. She found herself watching Sully as he loaded up her bike. She realized she hadn't bundled up as much as she usually did. Her scarf was loose around her neck, and she wore her hat back on her head. She hadn't jammed up all of her hair underneath it either. She wondered if this had been a unconscious decision because she had hoped she'd be seeing Sully, or if she'd just been rushing and forgot. She decided she really didn't want to know. If anyone asked, she'd been rushing. Yep, that was her story, and she was sticking to it. She glanced away from Sully and noticed a lone car out in the parking lot. Standing beside it was Carrie Rushton. Lindsay remembered she'd been late to the meeting because of car trouble. She wondered if Carrie was stuck. She told Sully she'd be right back and hurried across the dark lot to make sure her friend was okay. Carrie, are you all right? Carrie looked at her and then quickly away, wiping at her face with her mitten as she did so, but not before Lindsay saw the trace of tears in the glow of the overhead street light on Carrie's face. Carrie, what's wrong? She asked. Carrie took a long, shuddering inhale and said, My car won't start. Oh, no wonder you're upset. Lindsay glanced over her shoulder to see Sully headed toward them. Don't worry, we'll help you. I keep turning the key, but nothing happens. Carrie, Carrie said. She gestured at her tears with a mitten. I'm not normally this much of a baby, but I think the stress of the day is getting to me. I was so stressed about the meeting tonight, frankly, my nerves are shot. It's understandable, Lindsay said. Don't feel bad. Sometimes you just have to let it out. I cried the other day when I realized I'd left my wash in the washing machine for 2 days and accidentally felted my favorite wool sweater. Bummer, Carrie said with a big sniff. Big one. Carrie, is everything all right? Sully joined them beside her car. Her car won't start, Lindsay said. Mind if I have a look, he asked. No, please do, Carrie said, and she moved aside so Sully could sit in the driver's seat. Lindsay saw him turn the key. Nothing happened. He frowned. I'm no expert, but I think it's your starter, he said. It'll probably need to be towed to Bruce's garage over on Tyler Street. Carrie closed her eyes and Lindsay was afraid she might cry again, so she said, Do you want to call your husband? I already did, Carrie said. She opened her eyes and her face under the parking lot lights looked pale. He's not answering. Lindsay wasn't terribly surprised. If he was as lazy as he seemed, he'd probably tell his wife to walk home. Don't worry, we can give you a lift, Sully said, and Bruce can come and collect your car tomorrow. See, this will work out, Lindsay said. Now, is there anything you need to take with you? Well, I have 2 boxes of donated books that I don't want to leave in the car, Carrie said. Warren said he'd take them out to Friend's shed at the Dury Street storage facility this weekend. She opened the trunk and both Lindsay and Sully took a box and started carrying it to his truck. Carrie locked up her car and followed. I really can't thank you enough, she said. I don't know what I would have done if you two hadn't happened along. You'd have managed, but I'm glad we're here to help, Lindsay said. Sully put his box of books into the back of his truck and then turned to take Lindsay's. They all piled into the toasty warm cab of the truck and Carrie gave Sully directions to her house. She lived a few miles inland in a small development of raised ranch houses built in the 70s with the standard 2-car garages and big bay windows. Carrie's house was at the end of a short cul-de-sac. It was white with black trim and a bright red front door. It looked well kept and cozy, with an outside light on and a yellow glow shining from its main window above. Carrie hopped out of the truck and fished her keys out of her purse. Sully and Lindsay climbed out of the truck too and retrieved her boxes for her. Oh no, you don't have to, she protested. I can carry them. It's no trouble, Lindsay said as they followed her up the walkway. Just tell us where you want them. Carrie unlocked her front door and held it open for them. From the foyer, a short staircase led up while another went down. Carrie pointed to the top of the stairs and said, "Would you mind just putting them in the closet up there? I'm going to check on Marcus." She went down the stairs to the lower half of the house while Sully started up. Lindsay watched him shoulder his box as if it were no heavier than a sack of groceries. Admirable, but also very annoying as she tried not to grunt and groan under the weight of her own box. The closet door was on the right at the top of the stairs, and Sully put his box on the floor and then turned around to take hers. Lindsay was more than happy to relinquish it. He had just taken her box when a blood-curdling scream sounded from the basement. Oh my gosh, not her husband. I was thinking that once she went down in the basement, it was going to be her husband. Lindsay met Sully's startled look and then spun around and raced down the stairs. Behind her, she could hear Sully drop the box and put down the stairs after her. At the bottom of the lower staircase, a hallway led to a couple of bedrooms and a bath in one direction, and a large family room in the other. She went toward the family room. She stepped into the doorway and saw Carrie slumped against the far wall. Her eyes were wide and her face was etched with a look of horror. As Lindsay rushed to her side to see what was wrong, she noticed that Carrie's hands were covered in blood. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's chapter 5. Crap. I was thinking it was going to be someone murdered at the estate, at Bill's estate, but um, maybe it's Carrie's husband who was murdered. So we'll see about that. Well, I don't know. Hi, Maureen. I don't know if I will read chapter 6 tomorrow or another day, or if I will just read it myself and tell you guys what happened. But now I'm going to share the doll that looks like it's crying. The way the artist did it. Oh, I didn't even realize it was in the dark all that time. I should have moved closer. Sorry, you guys. All that time it was so dark. Well, I guess that's okay. Sometimes you can just sit and chill in the dark when you're listening to a story or watching a movie. Thank you for the likes, you guys. Okay, so I have the doll behind me in the blanket, but this one here is a cloth doll. This doll, I was gonna say this doll was made for me, but no, it wasn't. But the lady who made this doll is from Ukraine. Yeah, she's from Ukraine, and she handmade this doll from top to bottom. The hair, she sculpted the nose, the eyes, the mouth. She did it all. She sculpted the fingers, and she sculpted the feet and the toes. Yeah. She even made it anatomical. So she made it to be a girl. So it actually has um a girl little weeby down there. Hi, heck, HEKN backwards NT. Darn, I'm trying to think what. I think your letters in your name are Greek. So are you from Greece? Yeah. So this doll has it's made of cloth. The whole body is made out of cloth, and it does have anatomical body part down below, and it's got fingers. It even has wires in its fingers so that you can like do stuff, like make it hold something or whatever. You can make it look a little realistic with poses and stuff. So I tried a different spot in the house. I tried to make the lighting better in here. I've got my lighting on the phone turned up all the way, and I have all the blinds open in the house, so I don't know what to do. And it's like when you go to the phone, when it recognizes a human, it makes it brighter, but now it's not. So whatever. Okay, so oh, thank you, Cookie Mapper. Thank you for saying I look cool. Oh, hi, Zapeto. Thank you for saying I'm beautiful. Thank you, you guys. You look like a friend of mine, Jofrini. Maybe you are her sister. Haha. That's cool. Um, you have a question, Bubbles? Okay, sure, no problem. Okay, so this is not the doll I'm sharing, though, you guys. I'm sharing this doll, but this isn't the one that looks like it cries. So, do you have Insta? Yeah, I have Insta. Yeah, I have Instagram. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Bubbles wanted to ask a question, but Cookie Mapper wants to know if I have Instagram. Yeah, I have Instagram. I don't really care for Instagram too much, but I do post sometimes stuff on there. Sometimes every once in a while, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not an Instagram fan, but if someone needs to message me, I will go on Instagram every once in a while, or if I have to message someone, like there's people who sell stuff on Instagram, so like if I have questions about their product, I'll use Instagram. um so Bubbles, you said you had a question. I don't know what your question is. You put a question mark. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this one, I took this one with me to the grocery store one time, and someone thought it was real. And I had a cool video of it, but that video got deleted with my other channel on accident. So, but isn't that cool? Like, it's got a whole full size, baby size body that is made by the artist, the doll artist. So now I'm gonna share the other one. Hi, where goes? So did you want to ask your question, Bubbles? Because I'm gonna be opening the doll, and I probably won't be paying attention to your comment. Where are you guys at right now? Who's in another country? I'm in the United States, and it's evening here for me. It's just about 7 p.m. So where are you guys? Anybody in Greece? Anybody in Poland, Australia, Germany, Africa? Well, Africa is the continent, but what country are you guys in? Somebody was from Algeria yesterday. I thought that was so cool. And I didn't know where Algeria was, but someone told me that it's in North Africa. So I thought that was cool that that person was on last night. And the language that they speak is Arabic and French. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm gonna open. So if you don't have your question, Bubbles, I'm gonna go ahead and open the doll now. You didn't ask the question. You wanted to ask a question. You didn't ask it. So I'm gonna open the doll now. Okay. So let's put this one in there in case anybody wants to see it. Hi, Rise. Yeah, well, the cloth one is not a reborn. It's an OAC doll. It's handmade OAC doll, a handmade OAC doll. This one here, it's cloth. The lady who made it, that lives in Ukraine, made the whole thing. She did um the wig. She even like she used the needle to make it look like it has eyes and a nose and a mouth, and she even like made it look like it has eyelashes and everything. um yeah, so okay, so the doll that looks like it cries, that's a reborn doll, and the lady painted it like that. So I thought that was so cool. This pacifier came with the doll that cries, but I put it on this doll for now. And there's a few more pacifiers, one with the heart and one that has a kitty cat on it. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. And little scratch mittens. Little scratch mittens inside this cute flower pouch. That was so nice of her. She made a cute little flower pouch. Nice little touch. And then let me cover. She put a little bit of information on there. A card she sent. Let's see. Thank you, Warikos Swang Wong. What country is that in? Oh, you guys, look at this beautiful. Thank you for the hearts. Look at this beautiful card. This is so cute. Oh my goodness. It's got those two cute little penguins and one holding a heart. That is just too adorable. Aww. You guys, look at that. So cute. May little Morgan and the work of my hands and heart bring you joy. You are loved. Be blessed. Marie Celeste Reborn Dolls. Thank you. P.S. I'll find it easy to you'll find I find it easy to dress her from the bottom up. Okay. All right, so this is the doll that looks like it's crying. Okay, can I have your Facebook? You guys, I don't really do any other social media. So like with Instagram, I only use Instagram if I need to message someone, but I don't really like post that much stuff on Instagram. And then on Facebook, I only use Facebook for family, but my family doesn't even use Facebook, so I don't even go on Facebook except for just to share my videos on for my YouTube videos. So really, I honestly just don't even care for Facebook or Instagram or TikTok and all that other stuff. So I'm so sorry, you guys. If someone ever decided to buy something from me and I had to, or if I decided to buy something from someone, that would be the only time I would use Instagram or Facebook. So yeah, okay. So sorry about that. Um, I don't know what language that is. Where Co's Bree and K Fun Channel. Okay, if you guys have a question, feel free to ask. Now I hope that this shows up because it's dark in here. I tried to. It seems like every time I try to do the live earlier and earlier to make sure there's enough lighting, it just keeps being dark and dark and dark every time. That's like I don't even know what's going on. And I try like different spots in the house, and it still ends up being dark. Um, she also has a little teddy bear with it. That's cute. Teddy bear with pink nose and pink paws. Let me see if I put the light on if that will help. 1 second. Or I meant to say close these blinds. Does that help making it brighter? Or let's see. I don't know. Did that help? Does it help to make it close the blinds to make it brighter? Not sure. Okay. All right. So, can you cover the camera for a Lamar Jackson edit? Oh my gosh, what is with the funny questions you? Oh, somebody also asked me to do the centipede. I think that the centipede is when you do like this, when you do your body like that, because the centipede wiggles like that. So I think the centipede is this. I can't remember what the centipede is, but there you go to whoever asked that question earlier. Okay, and then the blanket has a super cute bunny on it. That is so cute. Oh, and then this is a cuddle reborn doll. So only the face is vinyl, but the rest of the body is cloth. I think. Yeah. And then so she gave a cute pink bunny blanket. She gave a white teddy bear, three pacifiers, and a handmade satchel. I forgot what you call it. The little baggage you put scent stuff in. You call it something, but I forgot. A handmade, um, a handmade hat with little teddy bear ears. I guess that's cute. Well, maybe I should cover it. I don't know, cover the face. I have diarrhea that smells like eggs. Okay, Mark S. Alan Oswald, nobody care. Oh, you missed to have a baby. Nobody cares. Patrick in high. Okay, so most of you guys, I guess, are kids on there. Are you guys from the U.S.? You guys are so silly in the comments. Oh boy. But anyway, so the doll has cute little pink socks over its cloth feet, and it has a polar bear on its sleeper. I think that's a polar bear. Yeah, it's a polar bear. And it has, oh, she put a long sleeve onesie that also has attached hand mitts to cover the cloth body. So when you have a cloth doll, if you want to take it out with you, you just put socks on it and shoes, or just socks, whatever you want to do, and put hand mitts on it to cover up the cloth. That's what you do, like that. Is it still alive? Asked Alan. What is that? Oh, cool. Patrick is from Kenya. So nice. Thank you for joining from Kenya. I appreciate you. Mark S. Okay, where's your mother at, Mark S? Huh? Where is your mother? Uh, or are you an adult being silly? Or are you a young adult that's just bored and getting ready for work or something? Or you're waiting for your friends to come over? What's going on with you, Alan Oswald? Okay, so I hope you guys can see it well enough. And then she has um, a magnet inside of the head, so you can put a little barrette on it. You see that? See how this barrette has a magnet on it? So inside of the head, she glued a magnet in there, and it sticks on there. And she rooted the hair. And I'm thinking to cut the hair to make it even shorter, to make it even more newborn looking. Horrific, says Alan. I'm so sorry. Oh, official Muna, you are from Kenya as well. Cool. I'm thinking of cutting the hair to make it even more like a newborn. And she gave it a hairstyle. I'm just gonna show you the hairstyle first before I show you the tears. I think I just messed it up. I don't even know what I was thinking about. So that's the hair, and then she has bangs, a soft little bang around the forehead. You guys, let me turn on the light because oh, can you guys see? I think you can see it well. Maybe I just think you can't see it well. And then there's earrings. Okay. It doesn't have a name. I don't know how you can give something a skin fade. Okay, so there she is. She's got lashes and a cute little nose and painted eyebrows. Do you see the tears on her face? Her little face is so cute. Her eyes look wet, and then can you see how it looks like she's crying? You see right there? Oh, wait, right there. You see how it's wet right there? It looks like the artist who painted it wanted it to look as if she just finished crying. So that's that. And then I don't know if you can tell on the other side. See how it looks a little wet? Let me turn. You see how it looks a little wet right there? Turn it back a little more. See, so she looks like she just finished crying. Oh, no, I didn't do it. Somebody else painted it. But let's see what she looks like with the pacifier. And then I'm thinking about cutting the hair because I'm not really a fan of the hairstyle. I want it to be less hair for a baby. Let's see the kitty one. How does she look with the kitty pacifier? That's cute. And let's see, how does she look with the one with a heart? I think that one, I like that one. Thank you, official Muna. I appreciate you. And then let's put her um, her knitted hat back on. Thank you for the hearts. You see her little earrings. Maybe I won't cut her hair. Maybe when she has the, I think I like her hair like that when she has the hat on. So maybe I won't cut it. Let's see. Hold on a second, sorry. I wouldn't want to upset the artist. I'm always doing something every time I get a doll, doing something different than what the artist had intended it to look like. So I wouldn't want them to be too upset with me for um, changing it, altering what the work that they did. Okay, so there she is. In her little teddy bear knitted hat, and then with the pacifier. Isn't that cute? And then when you hold her in public, let's see if she'll look realistic enough. I think that she has too much stuffing in her. I don't know. What do you guys think? There. It's so little and cute. Like that. There we go. Okay, so that's the baby there. Thank you. Hi, Juan. And then that's her in my arms without the pacifier. She looks very realistic in my arms and with the hat on her head. This one was actually not too expensive, but for a doll, the amount of money that I paid, it's expensive because it's, I mean, it's a doll. You know what I mean? Like, people have rent to pay, they have food, they have gas bills, they have car payments to pay. So it's pretty expensive to spend money on a doll. So yeah, I don't want to like say how much, but these dolls cost anywhere from $300 to 600 or 900. This is US dollars, to 1,000 or even a few thousand. So it just depends on the type of reborn doll or silicone doll, and the work that the artist did. So that's it, you guys. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining. That's it for today. And thank you for the likes. I hope you guys have a good evening or a good morning. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, so expensive.